Hare Krishna. So yesterday we completed not completed, we were just on the seventh chapter of this teachings of Queen Kunti. So regarding, I'll just share you that folio. Yes. So we will just start from where we left off yesterday. Yeah, dangerous encounters continued. Yeah. So we have seen in the yesterday's reading that how there are so many difficulties came in the lives of Pandavas, and Queen Kunti one by one she was remembering how Krishna helped in every situation where they were about to die and they could not even go ahead, but Krishna was there with them, and that's how they could mm, win all those situations. They could come out of that. So I think this one is done. Yeah, from here we can read. But then, yes, Jitendra Bro, can you read this?
Yes, Prabhuji. What then? In the next game of chess, the wait was that if the Pandavas lost the game, they would go to the forest for 12 years. Thereafter, they were to remain incognito for 1 year, and if detected, they would have to live in the forest again for another 12 years. This game also the Pandavas lost. So for 12 years, they lived in the forest and for 1 year incognito. It was while they were living incognito that Arjuna won Uttra.
Yeah, so in the next game of chess, again the Pandavas lost the game, and then they were told to go to the forest for 12 years. And it was also said that in case they are visible in this 12 years, they should not be like, they should not come in front of anyone, or they should not be recognized that these are the Pandavas, Arjuna, and like that. So they had to live incognito, because if they are recognized, then they would be killed. So that was the condition. So then that time. So this is that particular episode, and even in that 12 years to survive, it was very very difficult. So there also, when Kunti says that how Krishna helped them in that condition also. Yes, next, Sumit Pro, we can read this paragraph.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes. Yeah. No, we are not able to hear you, Sumit Pro. Is it okay, your speaker, or
Hello.
hello sound is coming? After that,
Okay,
nothing.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Now it's coming.
Okay, Prabhuji. These incidents are all recorded in the book known as Mahabharata. The word Maha means great or greater, and Bharata refers to India. Thus, the Mahabharata is the history of Greater India. Sometimes people regard these accounts as stories or mythology, but that is nonsense. The Mahabharata and the Puranas are history, although they are not chronicle. If the history of such a vast period of time was recorded chronologically, how many pages would it have to be? Therefore, only the most important incidents are selected and described in the Mahabharata.
Yeah, so here it is said that how Mahabharata, incidents are not just mythology, but actually it has happened. And you can't, Mahabharata has, I think, thousands of 18,000 verses. So much already. Then this is only certain incidents are mentioned about the entire thing, what has happened. So if you have to mention every chronologically all the incidents, then that will means we can't even finish. So many things are there. So only the important things were being taken, been explained in the Mahabharata. Thank you. So yes, people prove. You can read the next paragraph. People prove. Okay, Abhinav prove. You can read the next paragraph.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Kunti prays to Krishna by describing how he saved the Pandavas on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Mrade Mrade Neka
Maharatha.
Maharatastra. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, there were great fighters called Maharathas. Just as military men in the modern days are given titles like lieutenant, captain, commander, and commander in chief, formerly there were titles like Ekaratha, Atiratha, and Maharatha. The word Maharatha means chariot here. So, if a warrior could fight against one chariot, he was called Ekaratha. And if he could fight against thousands of chariots, he was called as Maharatha. All the commanders on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were Maharathas. Many of them are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Bhishma, Karana, Dronacharya, and were especially great commanders. They were such powerful fighters that although Arjuna was also a Maharatha, before them he was nothing. But by the grace of Krishna, he was able to kill Karna, Bhishma, Dronacharya, and others and come out victorious. While speaking with Sukadeva Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit also referred to this. The battlefield of Kurukshetra, he said, was just like an ocean, and the warriors were like many ferocious aquatic animals. But by grace of Krishna, my grandfather Arjun crossed over this ocean very easily.
Yeah, so here it is said about how he saved the Pandavas in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Midhe midhe aneka maharathashrata. So that means actually, if you see Ratha means chariot, and so there is Ekaratha, Atiratha, and Maharatha. So these are the words used for the fighters. So those fighters who are able to fight with a one soldier, so one on one, like it's 1-to-1 fight is going on. So and he can only fight with one person. So that means he is called as Ekarath. And one who is able to fight with many such soldiers is called Atirath. And one who is able to fight with thousands of such soldiers, then he is called as Maharatha. So that was Arjuna. So that was the power of Arjuna, that he alone can fight with thousands of warriors. But it is said here that in front of Drona, Karna, and Bhishma, he was actually nothing in front of them, because they were such a great commanders, even more than Maharatha also. So they couldn't do anything. So Arjuna was nothing in front of them. But still, Arjuna could kill each of them, and he was victorious. So how is it? So Kunti says that that is because of Krishna's mercy. Because so that's why it is said, no, whenever there is a Krishna, the supreme Lord, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, so the victory is going to be there. So that last verse of Bhagavad Gita, it comes in that way. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Next paragraph. Avinash, bro, you can read next paragraph.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dhanavad Pranam. This is very significant. We may have many enemies who may be very powerful fighters, but if we remain under the protection of Krishna, no one can do us any harm. Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe ke. He whom Krishna protects, no one can kill. But if Krishna wants to kill someone, no one can give him protection. For example, suppose a very rich man is suffering from disease. He may have a first-class physician, medicine, and hospital available for him, but still he may die. This means that Krishna desired this man must die. Therefore, the so-called protective methods we have devised will be useless if Krishna does not desire us to live. The demon Ravana was very powerful, but when Krishna in the form of Lord Ramachandra decided to kill him, no one could protect him. Ravana was a great devotee of Lord Shiva and was praying to Lord Shiva, "Please come save me from this danger." But Lord Shiva did not come. Then Parvati, Lord Shiva's wife, asked Lord Shiva, What is this? He is such a great devotee and has served you so much. And now he is in danger and is asking your help. Why are you not going to help him? Then Lord Shiva replied, My dear Parvati, what shall I do? I cannot give him protection. It is not possible. Why shall I go? Therefore, if God wants to kill someone, no one can give him protection. And if God wants to protect someone, no one can kill him. Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe ke.
Yeah. So this is one of the important thing that Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe ke. If Krishna wants to save someone, then who can actually kill him? And if Krishna wants to kill, then who can save? So here's the whose example is given in this paragraph.
Ravana.
Ravan. Yeah, Ravan was actually asking, "Please save me, save me." And Ram wanted to kill him, but because of his atrocious activities. But and there Parvati was telling to Shiva that see he is your devotee. So his devotee, your devotee is asking for the protection. So please save. So he said, no, no, that protection, that thing is only given by Krishna. Krishna says that Name Bhaktya Pranashyati. I will protect my devotees. But Shiva did not say. Shiva actually fulfills the desires of his devotees. And especially in this condition, when the devotee is asking for prayers, but he says, I can't save him because Lord himself wants to kill. If Lord wants to kill, then what is I cannot do anything in front of the Lord. So then he said, no one can save Ravana, no. Ravana has to be killed. And that's how the destruction was taken place. We see that whenever Lord wants to save someone, so no one can kill him. So that's why we have to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. If you take shelter of the demigods and in the time of the moment when you need him the most, or you tell, please save me, he says, oh, I don't have any power now. So then you are into big difficulty. So that's why we should always take shelter of the Supreme Lord, who will always save us. And so that's what is said in this. One more example was given here. Anyone remembers? Prabhupada says that Krishna desired this man must die. Who was this man?
Some rich man who had access to hospitals and all the good facilities, but still he has to die because Lord wishes so.
Yeah, correct. This man, very rich man, he thought I can buy anything with, I can buy even the doctors, I can buy even my life. But even though he was so rich, but disease attacked him and he was surrounded by first class physicians, but still he died. Nobody could save him. And Prabhupada said that this means that Krishna desired this man must die. Basically, Krishna desired means ultimately Krishna only has all the power and ultimately he is the cause. But of course, his karma and his destiny will be like that, that his period, that destiny, his life is only destined to live only for that many number of years. So as soon as that is over, then Krishna says, now your turn is over. Now you accept the new body. This body is now this much only was your destiny. So that's how we see that when Krishna wants, whereas we see that there are devotees who are like, if you take the case of Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, the kind of situation he has, doctors said that we don't know how he is surviving. We don't know how things are happening because according to so many problems are there in the body. Different parts of the body are already gone, damaged, and some are not working also. Still, this person is living. So it is beyond our imagination also, they said. Maybe some supreme power is only protecting him. So that is what happens in the life of a devotee. So, so recently, not recently, many years back, there was one accident happened, and in that accident, some of the devotees also left. And in that also there was one devotee who was very small girl was there. She was maybe at the age of 9 or 10, and she had done lot of she used to do a lot of drama and other things. She was a good devotee even in her childhood. She had taken to devotional service very seriously, and she also used to act in some of the advertisements also. She was like a actress. So then, and she left in her body in one of the when they were going, I think, in the flight from Mumbai to Nepal. So that time the plane crashed and she also died along with her few family members, and two, three more devotees were there in that. So all of them died. And this was a big disturbing news for the entire community. Everybody thought that how it could happen, and that to such small child and so many devotees. So how this happened? And that time, so basically we see that when such cases happen, it's not that always devotees will be saved in all the situations or their protection. So protection is guaranteed. So Krishna, when he says protection, so it's not only protection of the body. The protection involves also the protection of soul. So sometimes he may save the body of the living entity, the devotee, or sometimes he may save the soul of the that devotee. Soul saving the soul means basically he will arrange a situation where in this situation he died, but maybe because of his karma and other things. But now after his death, Krishna will not just leave that devotee like that. He will keep him in a position where he can increase or intensify his devotional activities and become more attached to the Lord. Like you see the story of, there are many stories like with Vritrasur, you can say. Anyone knows the story of Vritrasur, which comes in Srimad Bhagavatam? Who was Vritrasur in his previous life?
Chitraketu Maharaj.
Yeah, Chitraketu Maharaj. So yeah, it was Chitraketu Maharaj. So Chitraketu Maharaj, he got a curse from Mother Parvati that there it was a will of providence, and then he got the birth of Vritrasur, a demon. Now he was a demon in that condition, but if you see how he speaks, he was actually giving the knowledge to the demigods, even though he himself was a demon, and he spoke so such a philosophy. Even Indra and other people were astonished that is he demon or is he devotee, and there even Parikshit Maharaj asked this question: how this demon he knows so much philosophy, and that's how Sukdev Goswami tells the backstory that this demon was actually in previous life he was Chitraketu Maharaj and how he got cursed, and the entire story continues after that. So this is how we see that even though externally, even if the body has gone, or even Bharat Maharaj for that sake, in the body of a, he also got different bodies, but the inclination for the bhakti or performing spiritual activities that remained. So Krishna protected that spiritual part of them. Krishna protected their consciousness. Krishna protected their remembrance, and that's how in the next birth, even though they took birth in a different living forms, but still they could remember everything and they could go back to God after quitting that body. So this is what happens. So Krishna's protection is guaranteed, but it comes in which way we don't know. So if you see in Ramayana, there is a famous, anyone can tell the name of that character? The famous character who was trying to do some service, but he was actually sacrificed, or he
Garuda. नहीं. भूल गया
Jatayu.
मैं. Jatayu something.
Jatayu, correct. So Jatayu was that person. So Jatayu was a bird. So you see that Jatayu was trying to save Mother Sita from, because he could see that Ravana was taking Mother Sita. So he came in between, and he knew that he cannot survive. If he goes in between, he will just die. But he did not just watch. Let me just watch, and then when Ram comes, I will tell, okay, Ravana took her this side. No, he did his best by getting into that position. And one may say, oh, he went to save Mother Sita, then Ram should have protected, or some force should have come. Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe ke. So Krishna should have come to protect. Why he did not protect? So basically, the body was not protected, but the soul was the. If you see the destiny, what kind of destiny? Even Supreme Lord only comes. He sees. One thing is, Jatayu became famous for all the time. Now we are discussing also. In case he would have just watched, we would not have discussed about his character. So because he did the sacrifice, even we are discussing. And one may say, okay, but what about his life he has left? Then anyway, the body is anyway temporary. Today or tomorrow, you have to leave the body. So the body is anyway temporary, but what kind of destination he got? If you see Jatayu, he was at the end of his life, he could directly see the Lord. Not that he could remember or something. Lord was there with him. And then when he left the body also, and the all the final procedure and everything was done by the Supreme Lord. So what kind of destination you can expect for this kind of person, living entity. So we see that surely he has gone back to Godhead. So such kind of things happen. So we have to see the complete picture, what is happening in that particular episode. So in our scenario, what happens is we think that okay, this life in, because even though we hear many things that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul, but still somewhere we are also attached to our life. So when we hear about death, we becomes very fearful. Like this Radheshampru was telling about this Parikshit Maharaj. When Parikshit Maharaj was born, that time the Yudhishthir Maharaj and others, they had like any child when he is born, you take his kundali, you tell, okay, this is the time he was born, and then you take to the Brahman or some astrologer, and then you take out his kundali and his name, which name it will start with, the letter and all. So in this case also same thing happened. They took this Parikshit Maharaj, small baby, to an astrologer, and they wanted to know that what is the future of Parikshit Maharaj. So then the astrologer said many things. He said, oh, he will have a lot of skills. He will be a person of character. He will have this quality, that quality. And they were all hearing, all the Pandavas, they were hearing. And so then at one time he says that he will become a devotee of the Supreme Lord. And then all Pandavas and especially Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was so happy. Said, oh, Parikshit Maharaj is going to be a devotee. And they were very happy to hear that. And that was enough for them. All other things, they said about his kingdom also, he will become the king and all, he will rule the kingdom in such a way that entire all the kingdom will flourish, citizens will be very happy, and so many other skills and things were told, but they were least bothered about that. They said that, oh, he is going to be devotee of the Lord. That one thing is sufficient for us to satisfy. And one more thing was told in that Bhavishwani, which the astrologer said. He said that after long years of ruling over the kingdom, at one day he will come across such and such situation where he will be cursed by a Brahman to die in 7 days. And then Takshaka will come and he will die, like that they said. And now, if all of us like we hear such kind of kundali from some astrologer, what will be our focus point? What will be our focus point? Okay, so many things he told one by one. It's about his kingdom, his skills, his becoming devotee, and his death. So what else? What things will come? Or we can say any ordinary person, if he hears this, what will be like most striking for him?
The death. He'll be always remembering that only.
Yeah, he will say, oh, died. He will get curse. How can I remove the curse? How can I make sure that the curse doesn't come and he can live more time? Or they may be a little worried, oh, this curse is going to come and he's going to die. So he has just taken birth, but they are more worried about his death because the astrologer said that death is going to come. So if some ordinary person is there, some materialistic person, then immediately his attention will go to the death thing. That, oh, death is going to come and he's going to, and he will die within in just he's not even living the complete life in between his dying. So one may get into that. But Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was least bothered about that word death because he did not even look. He said for them it's like death anyway going to come. Why should we worry about that? So he was only happy that this Parikshit is going to be the devotee of the Lord, and that one thing was sufficient for him to satisfy. He did not even did like they did not even hesitate, or nothing happened to them when they heard that he's going to die and he's going to get a curse from a Brahman. So they didn't feel anything about that, and then just continued. And later we see that Parikshit Maharaj, and they didn't even discuss about this topic later on. And later, when all the Pandavas departed one by one, Parikshit Maharaj was alone remaining, and he was ruling the kingdom. And at one point of time, he actually got a curse, and that 7 days. And still, even though he had a power to retaliate or remove that curse, still he did not do that. He said, "Oh, this is what, if the curse has come to me, that means it is the order of the Lord, or this is the desire of the Lord that I should die, then why should I unnecessarily take it out? If Krishna wanted to save me, then see, when the death came, when he was in the womb of Uttara, Krishna himself came and saved Parikshit Maharaj. So if Krishna saved me that time, he wanted me to live, but now Krishna did not interfere when the curse came, so I better leave the body. And whatever 7 days were there, he just utilized that 7 days in hearing about the Supreme Lord and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. And that was the arrangement made by the Lord to so that the Srimad Bhagavatam comes out. And then we see Sukdev Goswami and that discussion happens, and everybody was benefit. All the this is how the pure devotees they take death in such a manner. Okay. Now yes, who will read? Abhinav, Abhinav. Yes, Ashutosh.
Thus Kunti is remembering how Krishna saved her and her sons one time after another. This is Maranam, thinking of Krishna. Krishna, you are so kind to us that you saved us from many great dangers. Without you, there was no hope.
Correct. Yes. Next paragraph.
Then the last danger was Dronyastra, the weapon of Ashwathama, the son of Drona. Ashwathama performed a most abominable act by killing the 5 sons of the Pandavas. Of course, in the battle of Kurukshetra, both sides belonged to the same family, and practically everyone was killed. But the 5 sons of Pandavas survived. So Ashwathama thought, if I kill these 5 sons of the Pandavas and present their heads to Duryodhana, he will be very much pleased. Therefore, when the 5 sons were sleeping, he shaved their heads, which he then presented to Duryodhana. He severed their heads, which he then presented to Duryodhana. At that time, Duryodhana was incapacitated. His spine was broken, and he could not move. Ashwathama said, I have brought the 5 heads of Pandavas, my dear Duryodhana. At first, Duryodhana was very glad, but he knew how to test the heads to see whether they were in fact the heads of the Pandavas. When he pressed the heads collapsed, and Duryodhana said, oh, these are not the heads of the Pandavas. They must be the heads of their son. When Ashwathama admitted that this was so, Duryodhana fainted, and when he revived, he said, you have killed all our hopes. I had hoped that in our family at least these 5 sons would survive, but now you have killed them. Thus, in lamentation, he died.
Yeah. So here we see that Ashwatthama was such a cruel that he knew actually that they are, of course, he killed the 5 sons of the Pandavas, which is not good because actually Kshatriya has a lot of rules. You can't kill them when they don't have weapons. You can't kill the Kshatriyas. So they had a rule. So when a Kshatriya he doesn't have a weapon, then other Kshatriya when he's fighting, he also has to give up the weapon, and they have to fight like that. And also that when when uh, when uh, when Kshatriya is inattentive or he's suppose facing his back towards you, you can't just hit him from the back. That is also not. So these are some rules, and both parties were following this particular rules. Even it is said that when I was hearing about that. Bhishma, when he wanted to kill, actually Duryodhan went to Bhishma and he said, "Oh, you are taking like you are from our side and you are not doing anything. You are such a great warrior. Why don't you kill the Pandavas? You have the ability. You can do that." And so what used to happen is battle used to happen in the daytime and nighttime they used to take rest. And after that nighttime, they used to come to each other and talk and all. Nobody was like killing, okay, night you kill and that's it. So they were not doing that. So they were like friendly in terms of night when they meet. So they used to fight only in the daytime in their those particular moments, and then So when one of the days when the fight was over, night, then Duryodhana actually invoked Bhishma that you should kill. And Bhishma said, okay, I will take a vow that I will kill the five Pandavas with these five weapons. So he had five weapons and he said, with these five weapons, I will kill the five Pandavas. And you know that Bhishma, when he takes any vows, he is very, very strict. So one first vow, anyone knows what vow he has taken initially? His starting of the Mahabharata, you can say.
He will never
Will not
marry.
marry.
Yeah.
He will not marry.
Yeah, he will not marry anyone. So that was the first vow. And he was so true to his vow. He followed to the entire life till the time he died. He never married anyone. So that was the power of his vow, taking vows. And now he is taking vow to kill the Pandavas with those five weapons. So that is going to happen. So then what happened is Duryodhana said, okay, very nice. This is what I wanted. So now he said, this five weapons I will keep with me and I will give you tomorrow when the battle starts, and then you can kill the five Pandavas. So all the five weapons Duryodhana takes with him and he goes to his room. And that time Arjuna comes to him. And Arjuna, it was, I think, somewhere before Duryodhana had asked Arjuna, he was supposed to give something to Arjun. He was supposed to fulfill some desire. So Arjuna says, whenever some particular time comes, that time I will ask you. So that this time when Arjuna comes, he says that give me those five arrows because Krishna actually sent Arjuna, you go to Duryodhana and take those five arrows. So then Duryodhana, he understood, oh, these people are very, very, very clever. So then he takes his five arrows and gives to Arjuna. He doesn't say that, oh, no, no, I cannot give. So they were very, very true to their words also. Basically, my point was that they will not, Kshatriya, these are the rules. They can't cheat each other or they can't get away from their promise and all. So, but here the Ashwatthama, even though he was on the side of, he was a Kshatriya, he was actually son of Brahmana, but still he did such a ghastly act, killing the sons of Pandavas when they were sleeping, which was very, very. First thing is they are small, another thing they were sleeping, and that time he killed them. So that was very, even Duryodhana felt, how can you do that? Duryodhana felt bad for that. And that's how, and later on, even though he did not learn any lesson from this, still after this, he wanted to kill Parikshit also, the last descendant. So that it comes in the next paragraph. They tell about Parikshit Maharaj. Okay. This paragraph is done, no? No, this is here it is. Yes, Raunak Pro, will you be able to read?
Sorry, Prabhuji, I'm in a class. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, Raunak Sinha Pro, will you be able to read?
No, Prabhuji, his message that he won't be able to read in the chat.
Okay. Then Jitendra Pro can read the next paragraph.
Yes, Prabhuji. Subsequently, from that,
Yes, yes.
subsequently, Arjuna arrested Ashwatthama and was going to kill him. In fact, Krishna ordered, kill him. He is not a Brahmana. He is less than a Sudra. But then Draupadi said, I am suffering because of the death of my sons. And this rascal is the son of Guru Maharaja, Dronacharya, who, who has done so much for us. If Ashwatthama dies, then Dronacharya wife or mother, Guru, will be very much unhappy. So release him and let him go away. Thus, Arjuna freed Ashwatthama, but then Ashwatthama, having been insulted, retaliated by unleashing a Brahmastra. The Brahmastra is something like a nuclear weapon. It can go the enemy wherever he is and kill him. Ashwatthama knew the last descendant of the Kuru family is Parikshit Maharaj, the son of Abhimanyu. He is in the womb of Uttara, so let me kill him also, and then the entire dynasty will be finished.
Yeah. So here Ashwatthama's another plan. Even after killing those five sons, and here the Draupadi wanted to, she said that okay, let him go because even though it was very painful for her, but she said that now I am suffering the pain of losing my sons. I don't want the same thing to happen with this Kripi, that is not Kripi, I think Dronacharya's wife. So it should not happen. What was the name of Dronacharya's wife? Anyone knows? So she didn't wanted that the same thing should happen to her. So I am getting the pain. I don't want her to. So this is the devotee. She doesn't want that others should also suffer like that. So that revengeful attitude that is not there in the devotees. So then it was said that you leave. But Ashwatthama was a very uh, like very cruel person. He actually after that also, even though this he was relieved, but still he wanted to kill the last descendant of Kuru family, that is Parikshit Maharaj, the son of Abhimanyu. And of course Krishna protected him. Yes, Umang, last paragraph.
When that weapon has unleashed, Parikshit Maharaj's mother, Uttara, felt that she was going to have a miscarriage, and therefore she approached Krishna, saying, "Please save me." Krishna, by his mystic power, therefore entered the womb of Uttara and saved the child. After the battle of Kurukshetra, Parikshit Maharaj, who was still in the womb of his mother, was the last remaining descendant of the Pandavas. And in mature time, when he was born, only his grandfathers were still alive. Parikshit Maharaj was the son of Abhimanyu, who was the son of Arjuna and Subhadra, Krishna's sister. When Abhimanyu was 16 years old, he went to fight, and seven great commanders joined forces to kill him. Subhadra had only one grandchild, Parikshit Maharaj. As soon as he grew up, the entire estate of the Pandavas was entrusted to him, and all the Pandavas left home and went to the Himalayas. This history is described in the Mahabharata. Many great misfortunes befell the Pandavas, but in all circumstances they simply depended on Krishna, who always saved them. Queen Kunti's responses to these misfortunes is recorded in the next verse.
Yeah, so many great misfortunes happened with the Pandavas, but in all such circumstances, they simply depended on Krishna, who always saved them. So many different, very ghastly attacks happened, which we can't even even hearing like sons getting the heads getting cut. Can you imagine? Such a dangerous situations were put up by these people, but still the Pandavas they could remain. Their fate did not waver. They were completely dedicated to the Lord, and they were always looking for just association of them. They were actually not even wanted the kingdom also, but only because Krishna said that dharma has to be established. Otherwise, if these people take over the kingdom, they will spread adharma everywhere, and everybody will get. So now you are killing only the Kauravas, but if they won the battle, then the entire world will be destroyed. So then the battle was being fought. So we have ended the seventh chapter of teachings of Queen Kunti. So few minutes are remaining. I'll just tell you the meaning of Sankranti that is there tomorrow. So the importance of Makar Sankranti. So basically, Makar Sankranti is a festival when Makar is actually Rashi. There are different Rashis. 12 Rashis are there, and in that there are four Sankrantis which are very famous. Especially this Sankranti means it's Sankraman. Sankraman means it is like entering into the Rashi. So that is Sun. When he enters into Makar Rashi, that is Makar Sankranti. And when like that there are Mesh, Kark, Tula, and this Makar. These four Rashis are very famous when the Sankraman happens in this. So when the sun enters Uttarayan, that is Makar Rashi, then Uttarayan starts. So there are two Uttarayan and Dakshinayan. So when the sun enters and goes towards Uttar Disha, so that time this Uttarayan takes place. And it is said that from this Makar Sankrant to the next 6 months, it is the day of, it is like actually, today is the day. You know that our 1 year of the human life, according to human calculation, the 1 year is equivalent to how many days of the devatas, demigods?
365 days, like our 365 days is 1 day at
Hmm.
the heavens, matlab heavenly planet,
Yeah, one full day of
Swargaloka.
heavenly planet. So basically, 1 year of ours is 1 day of theirs. 1 day means 6 months is day and another 6 months is night. So like that, the complete day is covered for the demigods. So Makar Sankranti is the day when their day starts. So they have now just got up. So tomorrow, now I think they are in the verge of getting up, and now from tomorrow their days they will start for the next 6 months. And then after 6 months they will when sun enters the, I think, Kark, Rashi, that time they will go to sleep. So then the remaining 6 months they are sleeping. So these 6 months it is said that they are awake, and that's why there are so in our body and in our atmosphere also a lot of devtas, they have a lot of different areas are given, and they perform or work in different ways. So it is said that these 6 months are very auspicious in that way, and it is also said in the scriptures, so in the Puranas and all, that whoever dies in this 6 months from in this Uttarayan time, so they get into heavenly planets, they go above. And those who die when the demigods are sleeping, they go into the lower planets. Of course, this is not applied to the devotees. So those who are devotees of the Lord, for them, Bhagavad Gita applies. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yad bhayati samadbhavam yaditi yanti kalevaram. So those devotees, for devotees, they don't have to, because they don't have to go to heaven. They have to go to the spiritual world. And spiritual world's doors are always open. You have to just chant the name of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama
Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
You just chant and you will be promoted to the spiritual world. You don't have to worry about Uttarayan, Dakshinayan and this thing. But main thing is this is, but still, this is very auspicious, and it is said that we should worship the sun god at this time. And who is sun god is also, it's not that he is just some demigod or something. He is also great devotee. If you see in Bhagavad Gita, there is one place where Krishna says that I have given the same knowledge to sun god Vivaswan. Vivaswan Manave Praha Kabir Ikshva Kave Bravit. So he says that this knowledge I have already given to the sun god Vivaswan, and now I am giving the same knowledge to you. So that's what Krishna says. So sun god is also a devotee, and Maya Dakshana Prakriti. So the entire whatever is happening in this Prakriti is all taken. It is under direction of the Supreme Lord. So even the sun is doing that, and sun is acting under the direction, and is acting in such a way that you can never see sun. Like sun is like one of the uh, he has been given that job of rotating and giving the light different place and like that. So it is said he's in a chariot, and that chariot is moving, and it's like it looks like a sun. So so then we see that this what I was telling, yeah, sun. So sun is moving like that. So sun is also nothing but eye of the Lord. If you see, Lord has two eyes. That is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So first eye is sun, second eye is, what is the second eye of the Lord?
Moon.
Moon.
Moon, yes. Moon is the second eye, because so it is said that daytime the Supreme Lord, he will see with the sun, he will see the everything whatever is happening in this world, and in the night time he will see through the sun. So in that way he is seeing through both the eyes. So that is what is told about this. So in terms of devotees don't have to worry. They have to just remember the Lord, and even we see that many of the devotees, they have left in the Dakshinayan also, but still they have gone back to God. And this particular festival is celebrated in many different areas of India, and not only India, but even in the heavenly planet. This particular, because this is the day starting, so they also have festival. In that way, it is very nicely celebrated. So best way to please the the sun god is also chanting of the holy names. If we chant early morning, getting up early morning, the holy names of the Lord, that is also very pleasing to all the demigods. So then, even if you don't offer them anything, still they will be pleased because you have taken the ultimate shelter. So then they are very happy. So here one question Abhinash Pro is asking. I also heard that tomorrow is the day when Bhishmadev left his body, seeing Krishna in front of him, praying to him. So actually, Bhishma Dev left his body, that comes in the last day of Kartik month. If you see last 5 days of Kartik month, the last day comes is that is Bhishma Panchak. So that is the passing day of Bhishma Dev. But some people say no, he was waiting, even though he was died in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and he has that benediction that he will die according to his desire, according to his wish. So it is said that he did not die, and he was waiting for Uttarayan to come. So that's why people say that tomorrow is the day when Bhishmadev actually left his body. So, but Acharya says that Bhishmadev was waiting for Uttarayan, But in one sense, devotee don't have to, and he was a pure devotee, is one of the Mahajanas. Then why was he waiting for Uttarayan? So they said that Uttarayan is that when he says Uttarayan, that Uttarayan is not this Uttarayan, which is starting tomorrow. That Uttarayan is Uttara. We just discussed the story of Uttara. So Uttarayan also means that one who has taken shelter of Uttara. So who was that? Parishit Maharaj, who was in the womb of Uttara, and also the Supreme Lord Krishna, who entered the womb of Uttara. So Bhishmadev was waiting for that period. And you see that after that particular incident, when Krishna went into the womb, he saved Parishit Maharaj. After that, Yudhishthir was very much felt lamented, and he was thinking that, oh, I have killed so many people, and he was very much into lamentation. He said, I also want to die. What will I do? I have made so many people die. So then he says, okay, you are not, let us go to Bhishmadev. And they goes to Bhishmadev, who was actually lied on the bed of arrows. And then in that situation also, the question answers happen. Yudhishthira Maharaj asks the questions and then Bhishma answers. So that was, and so basically this Bhishmadev wanted to see, waiting for Uttarayan, so that seeing that, then this thing will happen and Krishna will come to me. So Bhishma was already knowing that. So that's why he was waiting for this period, Uttarayan. And then looking towards the beautiful form of Lord Krishna, then he departs. So that departure happens on the last day of the Kartik month, that is Bhishma Panchak time. Okay, so we end our today's discussion here. So thank you all for joining today. So next time also every Saturday and Sunday we will have our reading session. And also I wanted to say that we will take some other section next Saturday, not teachings of Queen Kunti, maybe one of the sections from Srimad Bhagavatam, because further if you see the teachings of Queen Kunti, they are very, very high level. Like next chapter is Let There Be Calamities. So I may try to tell in different ways, but still the truth will remain the truth. Let there be calamities. And so we are not on that level that we also pray to Lord that let there be calamities, and ahead also there are very, very highly elevated verses. So we will stop teachings of Kunti at this point. We will take some Bhagavatam sections, and some other time, maybe after some one or 2 years, we will again come back to those verses of prayers of Queen Kunti. Okay, so thank you all for joining. Today, many devotees came. Ashutosh Prabhu, Raunak Prabhu, Raunak Malhotra, Ashutosh Prabhu, Prashant Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu, Vipul Prajapati Prabhu, Abhinav Gupta Prabhu, Avinash Prabhu, Raunak Sanna Prabhu, Jitendra Kumar Prabhu, Umang Prabhu, Shitipati Prabhu. Okay, so thank you all for joining. We will meet tomorrow, next Saturday again. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
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 Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.